Hi there, I'm Alastair Rzeznicki. I've got nearly 20 years experience in the arts, media, TV and film world. I know I look about 16 years old, but I'm actually 32 and I started at 13. During that time, I have directed television adverts for ITN, worked with ITV, been a producer, an editor, a cameraman. I've put on shows, I've done quite a lot of things, and one of the secrets to that success is not any particular great skill or talent, but having great soft skills and employability skills was the one thing which kind of, I guess, kept opening doors for me. And currently now as an employer, I've got my own company. It's called Sunflower Film and Creative Agency in Bath, which is where I'm filming this from, which is why there's the yellow stone on the walls in the background. One of the problems we've come across as employers is we've seen lots of graduates who've just spent £45,000 on a degree, and they've just got very low employability or soft skills. And one of the reasons for this, I found, is that because university actually gives people a lot of time, and a lot of people are on their phone a lot, or they are around groups of people where, you know, it's acceptable to turn up late and all those sorts of things. And obviously as an employer, you can't have those if you're running a small business. So if you're watching this right now, it might be because you're the parent of someone who wants to get into the arts, media, TV or film world. You might be a careers advisor. You might be a young person yourself who's interested in getting into this world of work. Or you might just be a friend of someone and you might have come across this site. And what I've done is I've started to sort of digitize the lessons from the last 20 years of my experience. And I started to interview my colleagues about their career journeys. And what we're always doing with our resources on this website is highlighting the power and value of soft skills. So an example would be, I was always late as a rule from 13 years old. I was never late. I was always early, I meant to say, by at least about 40 minutes. And as time went on, this meant that I always met the person in charge of the day or the event or the opportunity, or I was able to connect and network with someone. And one time that actually led to a job with the Navy as a helicopter cameraman, and that was whilst I was at university, and that was my first paid employment after university. And I spent 2 years travelling around on warships, filming in helicopters, working with journalists. That job then led to ITN, where I also, during an interview, got loads of questions wrong, technical questions, and I still got the job. And I said, how could I get the job? And they said, you were polite, presentable, on time. We can trust you with our clients and our journalists. We can teach you the edit buttons. And my 20-year career and my colleagues' 20-year career is just full of stories where soft skills and employability skills are the things which created the greatest opportunity. So on this website, we're not talking about all the technical things you need to learn, because that's always changing. We're not talking about all the creative and ego-based things. What we're actually doing is trying to point out how you can imagine your future. If you're a creative person, sit down with a piece of paper and imagine all the goals you want to achieve over the next 5-10 years. And then what we start to try to do is give you the tools to actually be able to step by step build those up. Now, everything on the website at the moment is free. I have written an e-guide called Small Steps, Big Leaps, and that'll be out later in the year. And the aim of this, though, is to really try to help people learn from people like my mistakes, and also, I guess you could say, get crucial industry information before they sign up to such high university costs. Because the costs are so high nowadays, and it's very worrying to see so many people turn up on our doorstep, and other businesses' doorsteps as well, who have spent all this money and actually haven't really got the skill set that they require. I've been looking into this for about 18 months, and I've got a white paper coming out in a research document which breaks down some of the reasons why we have a soft skills issue in Britain, and 51% of businesses actually complain about this issue. So it's massive. And if you're a young person, or you're the parent of a young person, you need to really think long and hard about the value of a university education. I don't want to get political or anything like that, but the more I look into this and the more I speak with my industry colleagues, the more practical advice is sort of the advice which is coming through. So one example of the content we have on the website is, I'm a friend and colleague of Jonathan Hyde, who starred in the Hollywood film Titanic and Jumanji and other great films like that, and he's been around in the business for about 40 years. We sat down in the very room next to where I'm filming this about 3 weeks ago, sorry, over coffee and cake, and I interviewed him about his life, and we discussed the value and power of soft skills. We discussed Titanic, we discussed how to become an actor, we discussed his advice for young people starting out in the arts, media, TV and film world today. And that's just one example of I think an incredible resource that we've been able to put together, which is on the interviews page. And what we do throughout that interview is we highlight the power of soft skills. So they literally flash up on the screen and someone can sit there and write and make that connection between, spell checking emails every single time and not making excuses, and getting endless opportunities with people because they're looking out for those things. So we're trying to connect opportunities with soft skills, and we're already getting some great results with the people we coach or I coach. And that's just one example of a person I've been able to interview. Another one is Abdi, who is an international camera operator. Once again, similar background, not a similar background to me, but has kind of made his career happen from scratch. And he values soft skills really highly. Soft skills are these free assets that anyone can use. And what we're finding is with this YouTube generation coming through, there's quite a lot of inflated egos that we're sometimes seeing amongst graduates, because really for probably about 6-7 years, they've been making content, they've been putting it online, they've been getting feedback, they've been told, yeah, it's great. And then they turn up employers' doorsteps and employers sort of say, join the queue and make the tea and clean the car. Or, if you're at a bigger company, perhaps, do all this admin or whatever. We're finding real kickback, and we're finding lots of stories across the industry of this. So what we want to do is kind of burst people's egos and say, look, you can achieve your goals. Let's map out those goals, but it might take you 5 or 10 years, but let's dream big. That's why it's called Sunflower Imagine. Use your imagination, write it all out. But actually now let's start breaking down, how you're going to save some money, who you're going to learn from, what soft skills you're going to build up, how you're going to build your network, and all these basic core soft skills that are going to unlock the doors. And I think sometimes they seem like boring words, timekeeping, spell checking, yeah, I get it. But actually 98% of the people we see don't do it. I've done it for 20 years, and like I said, I'm never short of an opportunity, and nor are my colleagues. So that's what Sunflower Imagine's about. It's about helping people value soft skills. I'm talking way too much. It's a Sunday morning. Got my coffee about to be ready, so I don't want to go on too much. But if you've got any questions, you can email us through the contact page. I know with people putting in emails, especially for sort of 16 plus, sometimes people don't like putting in their email. What I'd probably say is have a surf round of each page, go through each page, read each page, watch each video, try to get the concept of what we're doing here. And then if you still feel uncomfortable about putting your email, don't put your email in, but you can email myself or one of the team and ask a specific question. If you do put your email in, what that basically then does is it triggers a series of auto emails over probably 10 to 30 days, which are going to be tips, small bite-sized tips, clips that aren't on the website. At some point the ebook will flash up and say, if you want to buy an ebook for 12 quid and learn some more, here you can. It might not sound as annoying as that, but that'll pop up. But that'll probably be one of the only things that'll be quite salesy, like, hey, buy this thing, help us support more people and all that nonsense. But most of it will just be trying to encourage people's good habits when it comes to having great soft skills. So, Alastair Rzeznicki, soft skills website, value the importance of soft skills and learn from industry professionals. There will be more content on this website as this project develops, and I'm just currently working my way through my network of contacts and interviewing them one at a time. So there's some great interviews coming up in the future, and that's it really. Have a good day. Any feedback on the website or any ways to improve it, get in touch, and there we go. Cheers.